Okay, hey guys. This is the sixth episode of Butcher and Barrel. Just waiting for James to join us. Today we're going to be mostly talking about the forequarter of the beef, or focusing mostly on the. Hey Scott, how you doing? We are going to be focusing on the ribeye. Wait for him to join. No, it's all good. He's coming in. Here he is. How are we doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Let me just turn you
Good.
up a little bit. There we go. That's all good. How's tricks?
Good, thanks. Excited
Nice.
to see you in what I think that what you're about to do today is kind of what I picture you doing, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit more demonstration stuff today. So, yeah. Should we crack on, or should we have a little bit discussion about what we're going to do? Or
Well, I think honestly, let's crack on, because I think I'm going to have plenty of questions as we go, and I'll keep an eye into the into any messages coming in if anyone's got any
keep an
questions
eye
on
on
the way.
the question bar coming in. So
I will do.
Yeah, I'll just get it out. Like, we just had a stock up from the abattoir, so it's quite full in here. But
Okay. Whoa. Ah. pure countryside muscle.
Right. So if I knock you over, it's because I forgot my you can't actually see the beast there. That's annoying. Because I've got my phone pretty much balanced precariously on
That's all right. If it falls over,
boxes. So how's that? Oh,
that's great. Until you show us what's on the other side, but it was great. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So what's in that red tin? What was in the red tin that we were looking at?
That's my pens when I do all my invoices and stuff. So yeah.
And that's what the next episode's going to be on. It's going to be invoicing within the whiskey industry and invoicing within the industry.
But no, sweet. Right, what we're going to be looking at today is this is a forequarter of beef, like this here. This is just coming in from our abattoir in Sussex, Burton on Crouch. We're going to focus on it quite a bit in depth in the future, but we're just going to break down the ribeye, which is this section here.
Okay, and just so I know what we're looking at here, we're looking at the front quarter, so like the front, just like the front above the leg, like here, right? Shoulder.
Like this. It's like up to about here on you.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So
got it.
Yeah, so essentially this is the neck of the animal here. I'll run through this really quickly, but we can come back to this at a later date. This is the shin here. This is like the breast skit, so like your pectorals, things like that.
Right.
Yeah, this is quite cool. This is the onglet that people might have heard of.
Oh, yeah.
Hanger steak. Usually this doesn't come in the carcass, but it's quite cool that it's here. So that's kind of like the it's like the diaphragm of the animal. So it like helps it breathe, kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait,
so like that
actual diaphragm, or is that like a muscle like next to the diaphragm?
Yeah, it's like a muscle next to the diaphragm, so it helps the breathe in and out of the thing.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it goes down into like the short ribs here. That's your rib of beef where you get your ribeye from, that we'll come back to in a minute. This is your chuck section here. Under there's the feather blade and the blade. This is clod and sticking. Yeah, and there's just in here, there's the Jacob's ladder sitting there.
So it's a pretty it's a pretty valuable and important part, really. Like, that's a huge amount of things coming from this one section.
Absolutely, yeah. You can harvest quite a lot of stuff from it. It's not like the prime section of the animal. That's all in the hind quarter, where like you get your sirloin and things like that. They're all in the hind quarter of the animal, and your top side and your other shins and stuff. But yeah, it still get a lot of good quality, like slow roasting kind of cuts from here, kind of like your braising steaks and things like that. So
okay,
yeah, it's pretty cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little rib section off, and we'll come back to all this at a later date, or another day. That's a whole. You can get like loads of episodes out of this. So
yeah,
okay.
I'd love at some point to have a little tour of the actual of your cooler as well, just to see like what's in there, what things look like when they're in there, and all that jazz.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
another day, though.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe we'll do that one day in the future. That could be a whole episode as well, just explaining where everything comes from and stuff, like where we source all our meat from and everything like that. So, yeah. Just taking the onglet out now. Getting a saw. We're going to count 5 bones from the end of the beast. You can count it 5 bones from the neck as well. It doesn't matter. There's 10 actual rib bones in this section. So typically you take your rib off at 5 bones. In the States you do it at 6 for some reason. You nick an extra chop from the chuck, which isn't ideal, but yeah, you can do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. All nice long strokes using the whole length of the stall, as if like you would do at school. You get told by your dad.
Or your mum, Lyle.
Just spin this round, so a lot of it is letting gravity do the work as well. So as I spin this round, I leave the rib over the section of the block and let gravity open up the cut as I put the knife in.
Okay, so you've already gone through all of the bone at this point, and now what's holding it together is really tissue.
Yeah, so I'm cutting through the muscle now, just the end of the scapular bone as well. Yeah, it's just like a little bit of cartilage at the end, and that's why you know you've got it at the right side, because otherwise if you cut too high, like in the sixth rib joint, then you hit the actual blade of the feather blade. Like
got it.
So that's the cross section there. That's that cartilage there that I was telling you about. You see it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Right, I'm just putting this down. I'll put this back in the fridge.
Great.
So it doesn't
Well,
get
for anyone that's just tuning in, so Lyle is taking us through the Fore quarter today, and I'm just telling people, for anyone that's just tuning in now.
Sorry.
No, you got it. So Lyle's taking us through a Fore quarter. So I believe he's just taken off part of the rib. Is that right, Lyle? Oh, he's too far away, can't hear. So he's going to put away the rest of it.
Short ribs on there.
Okay. And if you're ever wondering, this is where the majority of, I guess, Lyle's workout comes from, is carrying massive parts of animals in and out of a... Damn. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, is there anything that can be done with...
This, kind of again another little skirt muscle kind of thing. So you can pan fry this. It's like a bit like the texture of like bavette or onglet. Very fibrous. Okay. And it's great marbling and stuff. Quick fry. It's delicious. This is a. Can you see that? So this is the rib section here. It's called for some reason, called a surfboard, known in the trade as that, a surfboard for some reason.
I mean, it looks a bit like a wave, I guess. Like it's
more like a wave.
More like a wave surfboard, right? Huh.
Yeah. Cheers, Robbie, I miss you. So Robbie, he moved to Canada. He used to work with us. He used to be a driver and a butcher with us. He's a really cool guy. I miss him a lot, actually. Okay, so on the rib section here, this bit's a bit fatty. It's like, you can see it there. It's like great, like brisket meat, kind of the continuation of the brisket that sits there.
Okay.
Yeah. So just at the end of here, there's a load of cartilage. So I'm just going to run my knife straight across and snap it off, kind of thing.
Got it. Just as you do. Just like that, people.
Pardon?
Just like that. It's so easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah. So that's that bit off. That will go. That's great for like mince, or if you're short of some dice and someone's just doing a really long cook, just seam out all the fat. That's like a bit of slow cooking or mince, which is great, nice flavour in that.
Does that have a name, that particular kind of like section or part, or is it really just like, no, it doesn't, because we don't really use it as an individual cut. It just kind of usually gets processed
exactly. I mean, I'm sure there is a name, and if anybody out there knows it, I'll be intrigued to know. Scott, who's on there, he might know it. He's a very good butcher. But yeah, I don't know the actual name of it. We usually just put it straight into mince. So.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mentioned earlier before about the short ribs, which are just here, or some people...
Good for the beef bacon.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. So this is some people, you must have seen like a tomahawk.
Tomahawk. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the start
Still
of a tomahawk. You'd French trim
pretty
it from
popular
here,
over here.
seam this all out, take that top cap off, and that's your tomahawk there.
Yeah, they're pretty popular. You'll definitely still see them in those like classic kind of steakhouses out here.
Right, exactly, yeah. Perfect. But we're going to get rid of that today because we're focusing on the ribeye. To take the tomahawk section into a four-rib essentially. Just going to see that little tail there.
Yeah.
That's going to be my mark to put my saw and cut that off there.
And so that little part that you've taken off now, or that's about to come off, I'm going to wait till you finish sawing. There's no way you can hear me.
I mean, like this meat might look pretty fresh. Like, see the face on it there looks really fresh.
Oh yeah.
This has actually been dead for 4 weeks, but
wow.
It looks super fresh because it's come into the abattoir from us today. Well, to us today from the abattoir, and they hang it in whole sides. Yeah. So that's why it looks this fresh, because it's only just got split yesterday. As I had time to crust up on the outside. So.
Sorry, I had two little deer just ran past me. Got distracted.
Fair enough. No worries. Right. That's your four-rib. This is where you get your ribeye from, okay?
Okay. Huh. And Lyle, you might have just said this. The piece that you just put back into your walk-in, what was that? Yeah. What would you call that? What's that going to become?
So that's your short ribs.
That is the short ribs, okay. And then Scott said that you call it.
That's like a whole short rib plate. There's 5 bones on that,
right.
And you can cut them into individual kind of like sections or in strips, or you can do like Korean ribs, which are like really thinly sliced. They're pretty cool. Yeah, but it's like a slow braise essentially.
Got it. And Scott did say that that you normally call it the plate. Is he referring to that little bit that you cut off before?
This bit.
Oh, possibly. I don't know.
Cool. Okay, cool. Nice one. Cheers, Scotty. Perfect. So we're going to start by boning this ribeye out now, okay? So
Got it.
At the end of the day, we want to aim for this section here. That's what we're going for.
And where are the bones running at the moment? Can you show me where the bones are? Okay, yeah.
See them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
Yeah?
Yep.
Perfect. There's a couple of ways that I can do this. I'll do it the quick way, and we can come back to seaming this top cap off with the spinalis dorsi and things at a later date, and I'll show you that for like a prime rib when we come to do that, okay?
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to get my knife, like very tip of my knife like this.
Yeah.
Not going any deeper because this is like prime meat in here. I don't want to stab into that. So I'm just going to seam that down like that and bring a nice long stroke all the way to the bottom and out. All the way to the bottom again. So I'm doing tiny little insertions.
Yeah.
And just pulling it open. Once I get to the bottom of it, see how much it's opened up now?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the ribs there. This is the main body of the meat here.
Got it.
Once I get
and are there on that main body of the meat? Are there any bones running through that main body of the meat now?
No, the eye of the meat, not just that little bit of cartilage there that I said at the beginning.
Yeah,
that's all that we got left on the main body of the meat there. And there's another. This is like the bottom plate. So this is how it would sit on a cow, like that.
Got it.
So this is the vertebra. So this is like this section of meat here.
Yeah, got it.
But obviously it gets cut in half, so that's where the saws come down.
Right.
So I'm just going to cut along the top of those vertebrae here. Again, until I hit the other bones on the other side. Pull it open again and it's loosened up a little bit more this side. So now this is completely off.
So now that's just bone out ribeye.
Yeah, so this is just like the carcass of the beast. I mean, like, we don't waste anything. You just trim this all out for mince and things.
Right,
It's
right.
great mince. You have a burger guy who takes a lot of this stuff. Well, did before the whole pandemic happened. But he's coming back this week because all our restaurants and stuff are opening up again. It's been crazy busy at wholesale today. It was insane. But, yeah, it's good. So I like that. And then these are either great for like dog bones or like stock bones, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, great.
Nice. There you go.
Back to the ribeye.
Yeah.
So we're here at this point. At the moment, like sometimes you get like a rolled rib roast. That's that whole thing rolled up, and we can come back to roasting joints at today. Just here, there's like a little bit of yellow, kind of like elastic stuff. That's called the paddy whack, and that's like you can't eat that at all. It helps like bring the cow's head up and things like that, and just as a support kind of thing.
Got it.
So I'm just going to score the top of that so I can get my fingers in there. And
you can just like pull it away.
Yeah, this is how you get your ribeye.
Got it. So that's almost just like a membrane that you can pull it off from it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's your ribeye.
There it is.
Yeah.
Cool. And then like, how do you? So at this point, obviously, you've cut out this whole section. I mean, you know, when it comes to like being in a shop, you know, like I always think of like being pre-cut and things like that. I mean,
so
what
in
happens?
The shop, we sell them like we put them in the window like this, so people can cut whatever size that they want. How big or how small they are. And they keep better like this because you haven't got as much surface area, so they're not going to go off or they're not going to discolor quicker. So each time you face it off, it's like a bright, fresh face on the front. Yeah. So,
and when you and that color changes, it really just oxidation. Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You were listening when we spoke about that before.
Yeah.
So no, it's good. So that's your ribeye. And then this is that kind of paddy wacky elastic. It's like a big rubber band. It's meant
Interesting.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
Let
me just get this cartilage out for you as well.
And so what is that remaining side now? Is there anything in there that's either of use or that would be used?
I mean, like you can seam out this, like the fat cap, and if you have roasting joints, you can tie that back onto the roasting joint to like baste it as it cooks. There's I always forget this. There's the Spirulina dossi and the Spirulinus longardius, I think it's called.
Okay.
In here, and you can seam those out, and you can like barbecue them. They're quite cool. Not a cut that you'd find in every like butcher's counter, but if you ask for it, they should hopefully like know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and the rest of it, like I said before, could either be diced or it could be minced. Typically, it would go into mince. So.
Wow. So there we go.
Yeah.
So that's how we get down to a ribeye.
That's
beautiful.
Ribeye.
Is there anything else that you would do at this point? Oh, it's like, no, we'll go in the window like that. Because obviously now, while it's got that like layer of, I mean, is that fat? What is that over the top? Is it just like
that's like fat and sinew and like it's like your fascia. You know, like your fascia that sends all out your nerves all over the body.
Yeah.
So, that's that. And that will go in the window like that. It's lovely.
Beautiful.
Cook it for however, like, cut it however thick you want. Cooking wise, nice skillet pan or a griddle pan, cast iron pan. Bring it up to room temperature before you cook it. Otherwise, if you're having it really rare or blue, it's going to be really cold on the inside still.
Right.
So that's why you bring it up to room temperature. Get a nice crisp char on the outside.
So you want to get it home, you want to get it in the fridge if you're not going to be cooking it right away. But then before you cook, you want to rest, let it come up.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you buy it on the day that you're going to cook it, leave it out of the fridge. Unless you buy it at like 9 in the morning, you're not eating at 9 again at night. Give it like a good 2 hours to come up to room temperature kind of thing.
Got it. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, thanks, Lyle. That's incredible.
No worries. Any other questions?
I mean, if anyone's got any questions, so Lyle just took us from breaking down. So what was it called? The forequarter?
Yeah. So yeah, just like I just showed you the forequarter, and we broke off the rib section, and then we broke that down into the forerib, and then took it a little bit further and took it down into the ribeye. So
got it. And then the name ribeye, do you know like the etymology of that, where it comes from? Is it really just like the shape of it and where it sits because it's in the rib, so it's a ribeye? I mean, is it that?
Yeah, so it's like the eye of the rib. Yeah.
It is. It is that simple.
Yeah.
I do have one question. Is it? I don't know why you would know this or why you would care, and it's got nothing to do with your job. Ribeye, one word, two words, hyphen, no hyphen.
No hyphen, one word.
No hyphen, one word. That's what you go with, all right.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is in North America. Like,
I know in the States it's called Scotch fillet. In Aussie it's called Scotch fillet. Yeah.
Huh. Scotch fillet, really?
Yeah, don't know why. I guess everybody's got different names for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like in the States, like a sirloin over here is called a New York strip, but then a sirloin is also a rump.
Sirloin.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So rump over there is rump in the States is sirloin. Yeah, it's all so confusing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know. But yeah.
I'd be devastated if I asked for a sirloin and I got what
yeah,
I
well, definitely
what I
for paying.
call a rump.
Like, I like the flavour of the rump. I like the texture of it as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, different places, different names, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, thanks so much for taking us through it.
No worries, dude.
Anybody that misses and wants to get back and watch it afterwards, head over to Southeast Butcher. That's where this is going to be living. And we don't know what's coming up next, but we'll figure that out.
We'll let you know the day before again.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Sweet.
Cool. Well,
right,
good to see you as always, brother. I shall catch you in a bit.
All right, mate. Nice one.
Okay, have a good one. Bye.
Bye.